Nancy's still trigger happy, Derek's delightful status is up for debate, and Will finally comes out as a sorcerer. On tonight's Kurt's Blurb, Stranger Things edition. What up, lunatics? Kurt Money here with my thoughts on the Volume 2 drop of Stranger Things 5. Let the blurbs begin. Blurb number 1, ignore the haters. This season rules. Look, I know we all have different tastes. I have seen some real bonks takes out there. This season sucks, the writing's terrible. All nonsense. That's just white noise to me. I think it's been great, especially the writing. How else do you explain banger lines like this?
Librarian?
You get too loud in this act, she shush you?
And the cliffhangers have ruled too, to both of the volume drops this season. First one ends on Will souping out. Now this one cuts to credits, right as Vecna turns the kids at the table all wide-eyed. I mean, I don't know. I've got no complaints. Because honestly, any parts that annoyed me were dealt with quickly and were just part of the ups and downs of needing conflict to tell a story. Like at first, I was annoyed as hell at Vicky when she's not believing Robin. And she's all like, oh, you're a drug addict, you're having withdrawal.
Waiting for the phone to ring while you're off with your friends getting high.
Getting high?
Come on, Robin.
Yeah, that was annoying. But guess what? 2 minutes later, a demo dog shows up and she believes everything. And she apologizes for it in the moment.
I'm really sorry. I thought you were a druggie.
That was much appreciated too. But look, we've had to break the truth to people a bunch in this show. Remember Max was all mad because she thought Lucas was messing with her?
You don't believe me.
Lucas, come on, seriously? How gullible do you think I am?
And it makes sense that this candy striper / junior nurse would jump to, oh, she's clearly on drugs. Even though, as Robin points out, you live in a town where the earth split and exposed hell below.
The military has taken over our town. Is what I'm saying really so insane?
Great point, Robin. Then you got Steve and Dustin at each other's throats still. That was my problem with the first drop. I thought Dustin was too mean to Steve.
Can't always be there to solve your problems for you, Steve.
The good news here is I think they're both being pretty damn mean to each other. I gotta side with Steve here on one thing he does say, even if he regrets it later.
Eddie wanted to play hero, and he made a dumb call, and he got himself killed.
Blurb number 2, Steve was right about Eddie. All right, I know it's gonna be hard for you to hear. And yeah, it was pretty mean in the moment to say that to Dustin, who's clearly very much hurting about it.
You dumb, fake asshole.
I mean, how the hell would Steve know anyway? He was trapped to a Vecna wall at the time. But he is right. I mean, Eddie didn't really have to. How much time did Eddie really save by having the bats chase him a little bit longer? I don't know. Looking at this from the outside in, as a viewer of a TV show, Eddie couldn't live. Old Dusty Buns can't have two heroes. All right? One of them's got to go, and it's not going to be Steve. He's one of our main players, and he friggin' better not die, ever. One of them had to croak so that Dustin could go on his grieving cycle and grow as a person and whatnot. That was necessary for the character of Dustin. I loved Eddie just as much as the next guy, but he was a guest star, all right? Eddie was a Billy, a Bob, what have you. They all had to go so that our main players could go on to bigger and better things. That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
And without that death and this stretch of grumpy Dustin, we wouldn't have this awesome bro down between the two of them when they finally make up.
I miss my best friend.
I mean, this was sweet as hell, huh?
Yeah, I miss my best friend too.
I was hoping that Steve would bust out the chainsaw again. Forget the guns. But I get emotionally why it's better for Dustin to be like, hey, come use our bat pokers that Eddie and I used. By the way, you and I are besties and I love you.
You die, I die.
Speaking of guns, I love, of course, that it's Nancy giving Steve a hard time. You don't know how to shoot a gun. Nobody loves to shoot a gun more than Nancy Wheeler. It's so funny. At the end of chapter 5, Dustin is dying for her to hear him say, do not shoot the giant ball in the sky. And Eva Jonas is like, are you sure about this? Nancy's like, no, I'm not at all. But guess what? I'm still shooting. I don't know who has more bloodlust, Nancy or Hop. They're both willing to take somebody down. I think it's safe to say Nancy enjoys it more than everybody else. I feel like Nancy, when she grows up, one, she's going to love Facebook. Okay, she's going to love it. And she's going to love posting her yearly Christmas photo of her with her fam by a tree, all holding guns. Okay, that's in Nancy's future, I guarantee it. Blurb number 3. The secret sauce is still Murray. Ingredients, consistently helpful and hilarious. He doesn't have some big dramatic story arc to play out, okay? So he is there when we need him for quips and sometimes adult supervision. Him going to get Mr. Clark with Erica, love it.
So what do you say, Snookums? You gonna keep playing with your bookworm, or you gonna build us our tracker and save your star student?
Snookums. I love Snookums. I love that Snookums is part of the team finally. The dude has put in his time, okay? He's helped out unwittingly in the past.
But we're not the flea, we're the acrobat.
In this metaphor, yes, we're the acrobat.
So we can't go upside down?
You can't see it, but it's there. Our very own Clark Byers electromagnetic field.
Only makes sense that he's part of the group now. I also love him not truly grasping how insane this all is. They bring him in for his smarts and his logic, but at one point I love that Hop's like, dude, okay? all right? Chill. You're overthinking it.
I have an old spectrum analyzer back at the club. If I can just locate that RF signal, I should be able to jam the transmission.
That's cool. Ain't seen nothing yet.
But either way, Mr. Clark, aka Snookums from now until the end of time, he's 100% game to go along.
I'm sorry, I still don't follow. Dustin is under those plates?
Yes.
But back to Murray for a sec.
I take it back, Snookums, you mad genius!
I love this group argument they have on like how they should defeat Vecna or whatever. And Murray's not really adding much, but he's sure to make it clear that he's pro-Hop.
We fly or we die.
Fly or die.
Well, then I guess we die.
We're not gonna
We
die.
don't know if he necessarily believes what Hop says, but I think he's pro-Hop because he's anti-kids.
Don't take that shit, Jim.
You're not even listening to each other.
Or he's at the very least anti-patience for kids, which I respect. Blurb number 4, the rents are trying, okay? They're trying their best, even though it doesn't always pay off, and even if they're the least essential part of the group sometimes. Friggin' Joyce. I love that she comes to the table with a new idea, okay?
One blow takes him out, ends him, ends his army, ends this nightmare. That's it.
She remembers how painful it was when her last idea got so fully roasted.
Your plan? It sucked. I'm sorry, but it did.
Damn it, she's here with another one, and she's gonna let the group weigh in.
What do you think? Any ideas, thoughts?
And you know that Robin's feeling for her too, because she's like, yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I think it's a great plan. It's a great plan, right?
And Hop, look, he's a stubborn SOB, all right? He just wants to keep Eleven alive. That's his main objective.
It's one of the joys of being a parent.
And also potentially dying himself. More on that later in my prediction blurb. But we can't talk rents without giving a shout out to Karen frickin' Wheeler. Love her re-entry into the fold here. Awesome. And I say Karen friggin' Wheeler, that's literally what she was described as in like the stage directions in the script. She talks about it in the behind the scenes video.
Then out of the curtain of black smoke, a figure. Karen Wheeler.
All the behind the scenes vids are great. And yes, they do name check the fact that they were referencing the raptor chase from Jurassic Park here.
The initial inspiration was Jurassic Park.
But they also highlight how much care and effort goes into the special effects. And it makes me want to defend them a little bit more than usual here, because blurb number 5, VFX or practical? Why not both? This is another thing that Stranger Things haters love to come for. The bad or cheap looking special effects. I mean, God forbid they release what the budget was for a show. And people are so quick to be like, you spent $500 million and it doesn't even look like they're really climbing this tower? Ugh. You'll usually find me arguing for practical effects over CGI and stuff. I think practical's better, but I think there's a perfect world where you blend the two of them. And I think Stranger Things is doing their damnedest to use them both as much as they can. Just look at it in the behind the scenes videos, like the melty room here. A lot of it's real stuff, real liquid being sprayed at them. But then you got the blue screen behind them and stuff. And look, I know I was pretty hard on Pluribus for going the green screen route twice in the finale. That's just because it doesn't fit in the world of the Plurbs and their production style. They're not dealing with an upside down world and fighting monsters and demons and shadow breath and stuff, okay? I don't mind that Stranger Things has to go the green screen route sometimes, just because they don't want to deal with like a real location or natural lighting or suspending actors and stunt doubles up a 200-foot tower, which who knows, maybe they'll do in the finale, because I know why they did this scene in the first ep this season. It's because that tower is going to come into play later, as we heard from Steve's brilliant idea.
This flashlight is the Squawk radio tower, and this slinky is the bridge.
That Dustin admits was pretty smart. Also love that. I'm giving the VFX team some love, but let's not sleep on the true standouts this season, and that's the acting. Especially for a show that started with kids. I think acting as a kid and acting as an adult is two wildly different things. Like a lot of times kids are good actors just because they can be natural on camera and not stare at the camera. And everybody in this show had some amazing, amazing scenes, especially one-on-one with each other this season. Like the aforementioned Brodown, but also Max and Holly, Will and Joyce, Vicky and Robin, Robin and Will, Max and Lucas. I was on the verge of tears a lot this season, but guess what? The waterworks were open when she starts talking about how I didn't need the song, I just needed you. Like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
I just needed you.
Excellent stuff. And let's not forget Nancy and Jonathan. This scene in the melty room was so friggin' good. A beautiful, beautiful scene to behold. Sure, it takes them being on the edge of death, but they finally start being honest with each other.
I hate the Clash. Every time you put them on, I just try to disassociate from reality.
It seems like this when I think about people hating on the acting or writing this season. I don't know. I just got my hackles up about it because I think scenes like this happen, and I would want to do nothing but applaud this. I thought this was excellent.
I took your pink sweater to Goodwill.
What? I was looking for that.
You know I hate pink.
This show is spinning gold from all angles. Everybody on screen is able to step it up. Even the kids that are now adults. Now, some are doing it better than others. I'm still on the fence whether or not I think Noah Schnapp has a career post Stranger Things. Okay? He's great as Will. I mean, he's truly excellent as Will as a kid. Post-puberty, Will, I'm back and forth.
I failed.
Like the VO at the beginning of this, I hear this VO, and I'm like, ooh, he don't got it.
I could have helped them fight if I had just acted sooner, but I was too late.
But then his coming out scene with the whole group, I'm like, okay, he's got it. He's got it.
I don't like girls.
I always think of the show True Blood. Stephen Moyer was great on it, but I knew even while I was watching it, I was like, this is the peak for this guy. He's not going on to bigger and better things. Now, that might have been easy to tell because he was acting against Alexander Skarsgard, who is a bona fide movie star and the most gorgeous of the Skarsgards.
I agree.
I think Noah is the Stephen Moyer of Stranger Things, in that I could see a world where he's typecast and he can't get out of the shadow. And plus, he's working alongside not just one Skarsgard, but like multiple Skarsgards when it comes to future movie stars. I think Finn Wolfhard, Sadie Sink, Maya Hawke, they're all on the rise, and I'm not so sure about Noah Schnapp. Look, I hope I'm dead wrong about that. I hope this is a cast full of nothing but Skarsgards, and they all go on to be movie stars. I hope I'm as wrong about this as the internet was wrong about what Nancy and Jonathan were going to do with that ring. Nancy will not be discovering this engagement ring while busting out the Coltrane cassette, trying to save Jonathan from being Vecna. I'm not hating on the internet here. I saw that posted on Threads or something, and I thought, oh shit, that is 1,000% gonna happen. I'm just glad it didn't, because I don't want these two to be together. I think what they did instead was way more unexpected. A lot of times I don't like spending too much time on internet theories, because my biggest fear is they're going to be right. The creators are going to see it and then change it for that reason. And I think when you have thousands of people on Reddit thinking all day about what could or could not happen, someone's bound to be right some of the time. So that's why I never party too hard in the Reddit threads. Whether it be for Lost or Severance or Blurbs or this, like, I like having my own theories and I like sharing them with friends, but I don't like the idea of having the whole world weigh in on it because somebody's bound to be right. I also love that I don't think anybody called it happening the way it did.
No.
And this is just such a beautiful scene and just top tier television writing with like cracking dialogue to boot. I love the use of the word not here. This to me is an all-time moment for the show.
Nancy Wheeler, will you not marry me?
It's frickin' beautiful. And it's perhaps my second favorite use of the word not. The first being Muppet Christmas Carol, when Gonzo lays it down.
Tiny Tim, who did not die. Oh, isn't that swell?
So yeah, the internet was wrong about the ring, but while we're pointing fingers, there's one guy who was hella off base, and I'm looking at you. Me. I was. Blurb number 8, Kurt Money was wrong. Remember with the first drop, I thought for sure Linda Hamilton was gonna be a reluctant good guy eventually, a la your Paul Reisers. And I feel like she's gonna eventually be a good guy. Like she's worried about innocent lives and whatnot.
People are dying. Innocent people.
I think it was made clear this drop, that's not happening. She is the big bad. And it was made super clear to me when she said this line.
And if you had just done your job and found her, then I wouldn't have to repeat myself. And we'd have those monsters in Moscow where they'd be killing Soviets instead of Americans.
There's no coming back from that. We've seen it a million times. Like bad guys in movies love to search for like a super soldier that they'll throw on the front lines to win all their wars and stuff. I mean, did it start with the Aliens movies? Maybe. They loved it. They were like, xenomorphs, this will solve all our problems. Hey, speaking of Paul Reiser, he was one of those guys in those movies. That's kind of funny.
You're dog meat, pal. This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying.
Anyway, the search for a new super soldier never ends well, and it's not going to end well for Dr. K either. Okay, she's going to bite it. And while I admit I was wrong about her outcome, don't think for 1 second that's going to stop me from making further guesses about what's going to happen next week in the finale. Blurbs 9 through 12, finale predictions. I got 4 of them, locked and loaded. First up, I still don't think we're done with the Hopper flashbacks with Sarah, his daughter that died of cancer and stuff. We're not done with that because, again, there was a casting announcement over the summer. So unless that was an entirely fake story, or they shot it and scrapped it in the edit bay, we're going to get some more Hopper flashbacks, sans beard, in the finale. That's going to happen, and you know what else is going to happen? Sadly, R.I.P. Hopper. Hopper's dying. One, he's been ready to go for a while. He was kind of threatening it in season 4.
I'm gonna die someday. but not today.
11 was super mad when he was rocking that bomb vest earlier. She wasn't here for it.
You couldn't have me on your crawls because your plan was to kill Vecna alone and die.
I just think him being so willing to sacrifice himself to make sure that 11 lives, and it being a constant source of conflict between the two, I think that's what's going to happen. And there's a perfect window for it with all this 8 business, okay? She's up to something, this number 8 lady. Her only plan, I mean, we know what she's up to. She wants herself and 11 to die in the explosion so there's no more bloodlines for the military to exploit to try and make super babies. Her head's in the right place. I get it. It's a good theory. But, like, no way am I signing off on 11 and Mike not getting to go search for that one waterfall town. Okay, that's happening. You know who else wouldn't sign off on that? Is Hopper. So that's why I think after we beat Vecna and the bomb's about to go off to blow up the black hole upside down tunnel world, 8 is going to be like trying to hold 11 back. Hopper's going to tackle 8's ass. They're going to tumble into it and blow up, therefore saving 11. She's going to be bummed and we're going to be bummed. But Hopper will have achieved his goal. 11 survives. I think that's going to happen.
Good, honey.
Okay, now that's tough, I know. But my next 2 predictions are a little bit easier to swallow and a lot safer bets. Like, for instance, when the show ends and we have a 5-minute montage set to a super dope 80s song, I guarantee we see Robin and Vicky at Enzo's sharing a dessert and then sharing a smooch while everybody watches.
I'm going to take you there, and we are getting dessert. Deal?
We're getting that payoff, absolutely. And my last prediction has to do with the least important person in Hawkins history, Theodore Wheeler, aka Teddy Wheels. Still no mention of his status in the hospital, which I think is hilarious. His wife wakes up, blows up some demodogs, and still isn't like, hey, have you heard from your father? She still wants to go keep fighting. So here's what I think is going to happen. Everybody's going to save the day, right? Vecna's dead. 8's dead. So is Hop, but 11's alive. Everybody's happy. Ted, he's going to come to in the hospital, not remembering a thing about fighting a demo or anything. He's going to be completely oblivious. He's going to deny anything crazy happening, and he's going to be like, I'll read it in the paper tomorrow morning, or it didn't happen at all. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So that'll do it. I can't believe it. We only got 1 episode left. 1 more friggin' episode of Stranger Things. I'm bummed, but I'm stoked to be watching it in the theaters. And you know I'm going to be wearing this dope Camp Nowhere hat while I'm there. And then I'll race home and make a video about it. But in the meantime, do me a favor. Peep the burbs, why don't you?
The burbs.
And just go to bed tonight remembering that to bit boat.